Hey guys, welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the UMV update that's supposed to be coming to Loomian Legacy soon, in my opinion. Alright, for those who didn't know, we just finished the Halloween update. I already made a video on this talking about the UMV, but this video is also talking about more about the UMV and when is it going to come out. When do we expect the UMV to come out in Loomian Legacy? Now, before we even start, conspiring theories or stuff like that, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and turn your bell notifications to all so that when I upload a video, you won't miss it. All right, so when do we expect the UMV to come out? Now, in my opinion, I expect the UMV to already been out by now. But I'm not gonna take down developers. Developers have done so much with the game. They're trying their best, sometimes, so people look at it and be like, oh, it's been like some years and there's not an update. Like, there wasn't an update for at least like almost 1 year, but they're trying to fix that by putting all this update, like the Halloween update, the animation updates, all those new things, like all those little things that they add to the game that is not really big, not a really big event, but they add stuff to the game. They're not just not doing anything, but they're doing something for the game. So, I'm gonna give them credit on that. Thank you, developers, for even creating this game. Thank you for even making this game so that we really have something to talk about on Roblox that we really like. I really like Loomian Legacy because it's a type of adventure game, very fun, very engaging. The only problem is it comes to when there's no update, when there's no place to go to, people are less like to play the game, so there's nothing else to do. Like, you've already completed everything and stuff like that. So Loomian needs to find a way to suppress that, where they can, all the time when you play Loomian Legacy, there's always something to do. And I think they said that in one of the updates, that every time you join the game, it's going to be like a new mini game you have to do, and that will be soon. That will be update 5 or 4, I'm not sure. I think that was either 4 or 5 that they put on the update roadmap thing. They put the update things and they said update 4 or update 5, make a mini game so that every time when you guys join the game, there's something new for you to look at. So stuff like that, and I really appreciate it because they've done so much on the game, stuff like that. Like, for example, they released the fishing video with stuff like that. Let me stop saying stuff like that. They released the fishing video and showed us how the fish is gonna be. They show us the water. The water is new. They've done a lot of this game. They're just yet to release it, and they also have I think they have 3 or 4 updates left. So, that's what they're trying to do on the game. So, when will the UMV come out? The UMV should come out somewhere November. Alright, November, December. Of course, it's probably going to be a Christmas event, and you're probably going to get the icicle. I wish they would let you get the icicle, because the people who didn't get it, it's not fair. But we're definitely probably going to have another Christmas update, maybe before the Christmas update in November, because Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving is next week, and people gather for family, so they might not update. That's one reason why they might not add the update, but you never know. They might surprise us with stuff like that. There are some 2 things that I think will happen. So, if the update comes this November, if you guys remember in Pokemon Brick Bronze, when the UMV was in Pokemon Brick Bronze, there was also a fishing rod house, and you would go to that house, which is near the laboratory where the UMV was, and you would collect the fishing rod. You can fish for Godine, Magikarp, and such, stuff like that. Alright? So, as you can see, they are literally copying everything from Pokemon Brick Bronze. For example, we still have Mixed towns. All the towns' names, we still have the same town. So they're copying stuff like that. Another example, let me think of that. Sylvan City is there. They copy Sylvan City from Pokemon Reborn, stuff like that. All those little things that they copy and stuff, and they copied everything and put it back into the game. Not so that we have some things that are regular. Not everything is the same, but it's similar. You know what I'm saying? So, if we're going off what has happened before, then it would be common sense to say, since they've already done this and copied Sylvan City from Pokemon Reborn to Loomian Legacy, why not add the UMV and the future state at the same time? Now, that's probably what they're doing. Most likely, that's what they're doing. I'm probably spying on them. No, I'm not spying on them. That's most likely what they're doing, because it would make sense, because they've already copied stuff, and the UMV was also in Pokemon Brick Bronze. So if they're going with the same way they did everything, now developers, as you're listening to me, if you're listening to this video, don't use my words, as a, what do you call it? Don't use my words as like a mislead. So don't, I'm saying that you're copying everything. Don't just because this person say I'm copying, so don't stop copying it, because we want to see stuff like new updated versions of what we had before. So if they keep on copying stuff, which is fine, as long as it's new and generic, like the UMV, they're gonna make it better. That's definitely a thing. They're gonna make it better for us to play and stuff like that, like to interact with. So instead of having, catching all the shiny stones, maybe they're gonna have evolution stones. Because in Power Rebound, you had evolution stones. You could get the leaf stone, the water stone, all the stuff. You have fossils. You have those plates that when you give it to your Loomian to hold, it would like increase a move. Like there's just these type of stones where if you give it to them, it will increase their move for more turns, stuff like that. So that's probably what they're gonna add to Loomian Legacy UMV. So that's my own. I think that the UMV should come somewhere November, December. You never know, because that UMV is going to be a whole big deal. Because with the UMV also comes Route A. Route A and UMV are together. That's confirmed. All right, it's already known that they're going to be together. But would the fishing update come with it? Probably, because with the UMV, which is water, why won't the fishing update come with it? Stuff like that. So they might also add the fishing update to that. But that's my theory. Now, with the UMV, there's some things that I want to show you guys. I want to show you pictures. So for those who didn't know, for those who do know, there's a new Loomian leaked on the fishing video, and it should be on screen when I edit it. So when I edit it, should be on screen around this time. So the new fishing Loomian that not the new fishing Loomian, the new Loomian that was leaked with the fishing video, we don't know. According to some people, according to Lucky HC, I watched one of his video, he said that it might be a water and fire type. Now, I'm going to disagree with this, or a fire water type, because it kind of wouldn't make sense, because, what do you call it? You can't put water into fire. Fire into water. It wouldn't make sense, because you can't put fire and dip into water. It would just not work. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's necessarily a water type or a fire. I don't necessarily think it's a fire type, because in Pokemon logic, have you guys ever seen a fire water? And I'm pretty sure there's a fire water Loomian or a fire water Pokemon in this case, but I'm not sure. But it would make sense. Like, if you think about it, why would you put fire into water and mix them together? It doesn't make sense. But what I actually think of this, it might be a water and rock type. Now here comes all the people that are like, oh, that doesn't make sense either, because you can't put water into rock for that. But you can actually put water into rock, because when you put rock into water, naturally it erodes. If you put dirt, some people were saying it was going to be water and ground, which would also make sense, but it doesn't make sense at the same time, because ground is from the earth. You take dirt, you put in water, it will wash away. You put in the river, it will wash away. Alright? It will wash away. But if you put rock in the river, it won't wash away. It will take years and years and to erode to the point where it's just dust and dirt, and it's just tiny pieces of rock. Very tiny pieces that you can't even see them, they've eroded and turned to dust. That's why I'm thinking it might be rock and water. Now I know some people are saying, oh, you can't just assume, but I can actually assume, because in Pokemon there's a Pokemon called Omantique. I think, as I say, Omantique or Omanti. I can't remember. I think it's Omantique. He is a water and rock type. He's also a fossil. He's the squid. That squid one with the curl shell thing. So, I think, because if that one is rock and water, so can Loomians in Loomian Legacy also be water and water. But it wouldn't make sense for each water and ground, because I've not seen a Pokemon that's water and ground. Maybe they will make that thing, but it wouldn't make sense, because if you think about it, the effectiveness in Pokemon is like fire. Water beats fire, because you put water and fire, it fights the fire. And if you put electric and water, you can electrocute yourself. If you put electric and water together and stuff like that. So, it kind of makes sense. The water becomes electrized when you put the electricity or whatever into the water, and it also makes sense when you put ground on top of the electricity, stuff like that. It doesn't shock us, because the wires are under the ground, stuff like that. They're under the ground, inside the home or wherever the building is, there's wires that run on the ground and they don't shock us because ground, it's not, it doesn't let, waves shock, it doesn't allow electricity to flow. So, stuff like that. So that's why I'm thinking if they run by that rule already, it will also make sense for them to not make a water and ground type. So to me, I really think it might be a water and rock type, and it might be a fossil because it looks just like Cranidos. If you guys don't know who Cranidos is a Pokemon that has the big head. He has a big head. I think I said this in one of my videos. He has a big head, and he uses headbutt and stuff into things. He's a fossil Loomian as well. So I think that we have a possibility that what was I trying to say? That this new Loomian, which we don't know the name of, is gonna be a water and rock type. That's my theory. It might not be right. This could be totally wrong, but it's just a theory. Theory is not a theory unless if it's verified. Like a theory is just an unverified fact. It becomes a fact. The theory goes to a fact. It becomes a fact after what do you call it? After you it becomes a fact after you prove it that it's right and stuff like that. So that's how it becomes a theory and a fact. So I think that might be it, and that might be what it is. It might be that it might be a rock. So I'm not sure about that, but it makes sense because it has to have evidence for it to become a fact. And that's my theory on that. And now I want to show you guys like a couple of Loomians that might be coming to the game. Now Lucky HD made a couple of Loomians that I want to show you. I'm going to show one on screen right now. This Loomian, the name of this Loomian is as you get hold on. The name of this Loomian is Torkoal. Now Torkoal is a water type. Alright, so he thinks that with the new update that we might be able to see this Torkoal as a water type, and then evolve into Serif and Bamikole, I think Bamikole or Bamikole, which is water and earth. Now, you never know. Water and earth could work together because this actually makes sense because turtles are kind of water and earth because they can go into water and also live on earth. So it could make sense for it to be water and earth. All right. So it could actually make sense for it to water and earth because it's water and earth, not fire and earth. But I'm not sure because you never know. But it could be water and earth because if you think about it in actual sense, a turtle lives it hatches from the earth and then goes into the water and then comes back, hatches, makes more eggs, and their cycle repeats. So it actually makes sense for it to be like that. But you never know. Maybe like in Pokemon or wherever, there's not literal sense saying that where it will turn to water and earth, but it could be a possibility that it could be water and earth. Bamikole could actually be a thing. Now, will the developers actually put in the game? Maybe, and now hopefully they will, because this is actually a good design. This is actually a good design, and I think they should really put into the game. Maybe just like one person they will just allow one person to actually put something to the game. That would be actually make sense, and to actually be fun for someone to actually have an idea and they will actually put it in the game. So I think they should actually put this one inside, not to make it like Torkoal or stuff like that, like from Pokemon, but it's different. It's not the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same thing. We're trying to change it. There's gonna be somewhere where the effectiveness is gonna be water and earth, stuff like that, or water and ground, stuff like that. It has to be. You can't. There's nothing else you can describe it as. But they're trying as much as they can to change it. Now another Loomian that Lucky HD made. Hold on. Let me scroll up my computer. Another Loomian that he made was this kind of frog Loomian. It was Toad. I'm going to show on screen right now. So on Toad, it says this Loomian was based on a form of karate known as kickboxing. Now, when I look at this Loomian, the first thing that comes to mind is if you guys have played Monsters of Etheria, which is a game on Roblox, it looks just like Ribby Bomb. I think that's what it's called, Ribby Bomb, like the mini version. It looks just like Ribby Bomb. I'm not gonna say, oh, Monster of Etheria. Don't say that I copied it. He didn't copy you. Maybe there was an idea. Maybe you took the idea from him, but I doubt it that he would have copied you from that. So I think these are hopefully, or it would make sense for them to actually put someone's type of Loomian in the game. This actually looks good, and this actually how he did. Like he actually made it and spent time to make it, which is good. So they should put it into the game. They shouldn't just let that time go to waste over that. So that's my theory for the UMV update. That's all I have to say. So if you guys enjoyed this thing, make sure to like and subscribe. Put your post notifications to all so that when the video comes out, you'll be able to see it. And I'll see you guys next time on this channel. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.